Assalamu alaikum. This is Mushahid Ali, and the topic I am going to discuss is Mycobacterium. So Mycobacterium was discovered by Robert Koch in 1882. Mycobacterium is so named because it contains the mycolic acid in its structure, and these are acid fast because they contain the more percentage of acid. So let's see their general characteristics. These are rod-shaped bacteria and aerobes, non-motile, non-capsulated, non-sporing means they can't produce the spores, slow-growing, and facultative intracellular parasites means they can also live out of the host. And the mycobacterium cause a very dangerous disease known as tuberculosis and mostly common in humans. So let's see what is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis word is derived from tubercle, which means round nodule, and it is an infection that usually attacks your lungs and also spread to other parts of body and damages the lungs completely. So let's see the sign and symptoms of tuberculosis. The patient having the tuberculosis can face the coughing, fever, chest pain, weight loss, fatigue, difficulty in breathing, blood in coughing, and night sweating. So how mycobacterium can transmit from one person to another? And these are transmitted through the air droplets by coughing, sneezing and speaking. You can see the transmission of mycobacterium in this short GIF. So let's see the pathogenesis of mycobacterium, that how mycobacterium can cause infection in our body. First of all, infection starts with the ingestion of mycobacterium through the mouth into lungs, and that mycobacterium is ingested by macrophages. So what are macrophages? Macrophages are defending cells of our body. That mycobacterium is ingested by macrophage but manage to survive inside the macrophage. You can see in this GIF that mycobacterium enters into lungs and surrounded by many macrophages but manage to survive inside the macrophage. So what happens later on? The mycobacterium kills the macrophage and is spilled out into the lungs. After that, cell-mediated immunity of our system is activated and other immune cells surround the infected area and forms a tissue called granuloma. You can see the structure of granuloma in this slide. So caseous necrosis occurs at the center of granuloma and forms a cheese-like center which is known as Ghan focus. After this, two conditions may happen. Either the infection is cleared permanently or goes into the resting state without showing any symptoms, which is known as latent TB. You can see also these Klepa diagrams. Okay, so in few cases, if patient have low immunity or aged or infected with HIV, these bacteria reactivated and again cause infection and spread to the other parts of lungs, that is known as active TB. So in some cases, bacteria also transfer to the other organs like heart, liver, and intestine and brain. So let's see how to diagnose the M. tuberculosis. And there are many tests performed for the diagnosis of Mycobacterium tuberculosis, but the most common are skin test, which is also known as TST, blood test, which is also known as IgRA, and sputum test, which is mucus test. So among these all, the most common and simple test is skin test. In this test is also known as Mantoux tuberculin skin test. In this, we inject the 0.1 ml of PBD, means protein purified derivatives, in the forearm intradermally and observe after the 48 to 72 hours, means 2 to 3 days, and then see if the swelling is more than 10 mm, then it is positive. If the swelling is from 6 to 9, it is equivocal, means not confirmed. But if the swelling is less than 5 mm, then it is negative. But keep in mind, this test doesn't confirm the TB is either latent or active, but that is confirmed by the X-ray and further on cultural tests. So the treatment of M. tuberculosis involves several antibiotics. In the latent TB, we give the isoniazid, but in the active TB, we give the rifampin, isoniazid, pyrazidamine, and ethambutol. So let's see now what is M. bovis. Mycobacterium bovis is a causative agent of tuberculosis in cattle. Unlike the Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which cause the human tuberculosis, but the M. bovis is a zoonotic pathogen that infects human as well as domestic animals. Okay, so let's differentiate between the M. tuberculosis and bovis regarding some properties. So morphology, M. tuberculosis is long, cylinder and curved. but the M. bovis is short, stout, and string. And now the growth on LJ medium. The growth of Mycobacterium tuberculosis is eugonic growth, means rapid, fast growth. And the growth of M. bovis is dysgonic, means slow growing. The presence of glycerol in medium. The presence of glycerol in the medium of M. tuberculosis enhances the growth, but in the M. bovis it inhibits the growth. Now the cultural characteristics. M. tuberculosis are dry and rough, but the M. bovis are moist and smooth. So let's see their cultural characteristics on LJ medium. So what is the LJ medium? Louis Jensen medium is a selective egg-based medium especially used for the culture of Mycobacterium. So the size is from 0.2 to 0.6 um wide and 1.0 to 10 micrometer long. The colony morphology of Mycobacteria varies in some species growing as rough and smooth. We also discussed in the previous slide. And the colony color ranges from white to orange or pink, and they grow the slowly. Generation time is 14 to 15 hours. Colonies may appear in the 2 weeks and may take up to 8 weeks. The optimum temperature for the growth is 37 and can't occur below the 25 and 40 centigrade. Optimum pH is 6.4 to 7. So let's see the biochemical reactions. First of all, niacin test. M. tuberculosis lack an enzyme that converts the niacin into niacin ribonucleotide. So M. tuberculosis is negative for niacin test and M. bovis is positive for niacin test. And the second is nitrate reduction test. In this test, M. tuberculosis produces an enzyme which reduces the nitrates into nitrites. That's why tuberculosis is positive for it and M. bovis is negative for it. So this is our group. Thank you so much for your concentration.